Greetings, Commanders. Welcome back to the Fuel Scoop. This is Commander Minico. All right, today we find ourselves in system PLIO EURL CJ-B C29-1. We are way out, and as you can see here, a system that has not yet been discovered. We are the first. By we, I mean me. Okay, so let's check out the system here. Give it a honk and see what we got out there. I'm sure a lot of you guys, when you're brand new, just pop in, you see a star and say, okay, nothing here, and move on. Don't. Honk the system. Because those planets will not show up until they have been honked. Love that honk. You know, they honk, honk, honk. All right, so let me slow her down here. I'm gonna hit my comma key. Yes, I know how to use the full system spectrum. I know how to use this. Why are you doing this? Go away. All right. Before we go any further, just let you know what I'm drinking today. You know, I gave Evan Williams a bit of a hard time, I think the last time I spoke about it, but it has vastly become one of my favorite mixers. I do not care for it straight, but I very much enjoy it with some cola. You know, I was mentioning, if you want to spend an extra $3, you get the JD old number 7. But what I found more and more is the JD in its own is kind of sweet. And I've got my cola, my Diet Cola, which is also sweet, and it was making it sweeter. And anybody who's been on a keto diet knows that anything sweet tastes 1,000 times sweeter. It's an exaggeration, but much sweeter. And it was getting to be a bit annoying, and I started to really enjoy that earthy, like dirt earthy, not pooey earthy, but dirt earthy taste of the Evan Williams, and it really mixed well with the cola because it doesn't interfere. One doesn't interfere with the other, and they mix really well. So I'm going to take back what I said and actually recommend the Evan Williams Bottled in Bond Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey for colas. It's very earthy. You got to get used to it, but it's really good. And at 20 bucks a bottle, that's not bad. All right, so let's honk this system here. Ooh, looky there. 25 signals detected, 20 bodies. Dang. All right, well, we are gonna be busy. All right, well, let's just check the system map really quick. See if anything was close enough to show up. Nope, okay. All right, so what we're gonna do here, and I'm not gonna have you sit through all of that. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna scan through the system, find every body, and then I'll come back and we'll circle back to any of the planets that have interesting exobiology on them. Now you notice, like, I'm in the system, here it is, I click on this, I've discovered the system, right? But where's my name? Where's my name? Well, it's not going to show up because I have to go back to Universal Cartographics. I have to sell the system to them. That means if someone else has been in this system, they may have already discovered everything. But whoever gets back to cartographics first is the winner. Whoever gets to cartographics first is the winner. So somebody could have discovered the system, could have gone through the trouble of scanning everything in the system, and then said, well, I'm going to spend another year in the black, you know, getting more discoveries. I could run rack. Yes, I can't speak today. Run rack. I can run back to any system that has Universal Cartographics and sell this data, and all of a sudden I'm the first. I'm the discoverer, for the life of the game. As long as electricity pumps through those servers, I am the individual that discovered this system. So just to let you know, you discover your very first system. It's a wallop like this one, and I find some really good planets. Just a ton of them, and they're stellar, and they have lots of exobiology. And I may maybe go down maybe about 500,000 light years down to the plane of the galaxy and see if I can sell that off before I come back. And that for being really my first major system. I did discover a few smaller systems on my way out here, but nothing that I would really want to run home over. But a 20 body system, that's pretty significant. I'm going to scan them all. I want to slap my name on every single one of them, scan all of them that are worth scanning, collect the biodata, and then I'm going to probably head back out, find the first carrier, first station I can find, sell my data, and then I'll be right back out here. As far as the rest of the systems go and the rest of my trip goes, I won't be so antsy about getting back, but I am pretty close. There are several systems around this area that have discoveries, so it's very possible that somebody's discovered this and they just haven't gotten back to Universal Cartographics yet. Anyways, I have bored you. All right, let's, for anybody who hasn't been through this, we'll just do a real quick look. All right, so I want to go back, hit my comma key again. Now, I'm going to start looking for these signals. It looks like oh, there you go. So that's the sun. That's B2. Okay, so right here, you see where these little dots are flashing? All right, so that's telling me that's one of the signals. So I'm going to go ahead and left-click my mouse. Okay, tuning failed. Let's check this one out. Okay, there we go. Ooh, look at that, little Pluto planet. Okay, no volcanism, no atmosphere. That's not going to be very interesting. Let's quickly, you'll notice down in the left-hand corner there, it says 27%. I think it was 20 or 22% before. So every one of these planets that I scan, it's going to up that. When you get to 100%, you can stop looking around. It means you've gotten everything there. All right, so I go ahead and pop out with a right click. And you can tune in, like we couldn't get this one before. So if I use my bracket keys, I can, there you go, see, I can move that little filtered spectrum analysis slider on the bottom and scoot in. Okay, so it looks like we have probably a planet and its moon. I see body. We're now up to 32% discovery. Right click, and where was that other one? Okay, so you see those little kind of squiggly sound arrows there? They're pointing me in the direction of this. Okay, so it says it's too far. Let me see if I can fine tune that a little bit more. There we go. Okay, yep, looks like that is the moon, I think. It's going A7A. All right, scooch out of that. All right, and we're at 36%. So let's hop out really quick. And then, of course, always to hop out, it's the right key. Zooming in is your left key, or left mouse button. Zooming out, right mouse button. Hit that comma key again. And now when we look at our system map, it has grown. Ooh, look at that. Those are the 3 scans that I made. Now, for me to get my name on these, because you notice my name's not on that, I don't have to head back to cartographics just yet to see that. I can fly over to those planets as soon as I'm within distance or an acceptable distance of them. then I will get first discovery on those. An additional, when I land on the planets, I can get first footfall. And again, somebody may have passed through here on their way out into the black, and they may be planning on being out there for a year, 6 months. You know, okay, well, when they come back, they're not going to get first credit discovery for the system. You know, I will, as long as I get to cartographics first. And it's not stealing from anybody. You have no idea if somebody's been to this system or not. Speaking of which, I am a little curious how far out I did get. Okay, let's see. Where's my home system? I've completely forgotten where that is. Boy, I don't even remember. Maybe my ships. There you go. My ships will tell me. G4114. So I am approximately 2,323 light years away from my home system. So if you're wondering how far out you got to go, there you go. Basically what I did was I went about 500 light years up off the plane, and 2,000 light years out, here I am. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and scan up the rest of these planets, and then I will be right back. You'll notice my graphics are much better quality. I am using the GeForce now. I'm using the free tier, so it gives me only an hour. But yeah, for streaming, for as little as I need to really do, I think it works out for me. We have a couple of planets that have double atmospheres. There you go. So, scanned everything up. Got this big bad boy here. This is a huge gas giant. But there you go. We've got ourselves a double atmosphere there, and a double atmosphere here, and a double atmosphere there. So we're going to check those out for exobiology. I thought this a big enough find to break out the Jameson, and I haven't had Jameson in years, so I've just thrown it on my spherical ice cube here, and let's take a sip. We're going to do this straight up, no mix. Oh my lord, that is wow, that is amazing. First off, it's like, as far as just the aroma goes, you got some spiciness. It's a little sweet. It smells like cream soda. Give it a taste here. Very vanilla. A little spicy. Little nuttiness on the outside, and this reminds me of sherry. The last time I had some sherry. It trails off with some pepper and some it's not vanilla. Honey. Yeah, there's like this honey finish to it. Wow. Why have I not been drinking this for years? I know I must have had Jameson, like, God, last time must have been 10 or more years ago. Wow. Wow. I could just drink that neat all day. Okay, anyways, let's get back to the whole Elite Dangerous thing. All right, so let's go take a look. I'm going to set in a course for this bad boy right here. Now, incidentally, when I was going around the system, I was using, my computer, and right now I'm using the GeForce Now, but for some weirdness that always occurs on my system, I'm always tweaking this, that, the other thing. When I went to the new system, CashOS, I couldn't put it up on my laptop display or my workstation display because I would get this weird flickering, and so I put it over on my secondary monitor. But what I found was, and I was having to drag some screens around while I was going through the system, and I found that if I set my display monitor to secondary display, but then drag my secondary display over onto my main display, it's very crisp, it works great, and the graphic quality is impeccable. I'm gonna have to test that out on foot, and if I am getting the smoothness and just the nice polished look that I'm going for, well, I probably won't have to go to GeForce Now. I mean, it looked that good. Just a few hoops to jump through. All right, so I'm rambling on. Tripping over my words. I need to slow down a little bit. Actually, I've been drinking too much diet soda. I remember this happened to me a long time ago back in the day. I used to work at a vitamin place, and I was drinking nothing but diet soda, just tons and tons and tons of like Sam's Cola. And I got this speech impediment, really weird speech impediment. I just kept tripping over my words. And then in working in that environment, I kind of discovered the effects of too much aspartame. And one of them was actually, it affected speech. And I cut out aspartame for almost an entire year, and I love aspartame. I love it. I love it. I don't care. I don't care. I love it. Yes, is it addicting? Yep. And I love it. But I think it cut out for like a whole year, and I noticed the difference immediately. Like, I went back to, speaking a mile a minute, and so there definitely is a limit to that. And I have been drinking a lot of Diet Cola lately, so probably want to knock that down just a hair. All right, let's see what we can see. I hope this is not a don't land on planet. Looks pretty big. Probes. She's a big girl.
Surface scanned by 50%.
Go all the way around, are you? Jameson is good. Woo!
Surface scan complete.
All right, baby, give me a lot. Come on, give me a lot. Don't give me just 2. All right, well, then give me a rare. Give me a rare card. Who's that Pokemon? Nope. Damn. All right, so 2 here. The Stratum might fetch a nice price. It certainly will for me on a first discovery. All right, so let's move on to the next one. I can get myself out of here without firing off more probes. All right, well, at least I get my bonus on that. Can't say enough good things about that Jameson. Tastes like sherry with a honey finish. This looks very interesting. All right, what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? 6 probe, 6 probe.
Surface scanned by 50%.
That's a good spot. Yep.
Surface scan complete.
Bacterium, of course. 1. Oh my god. You're killing me, Smalls. Alright, next one. Always doing that. Why? Always keep doing that. Reading Rainbow. Alright, come on, Daddy needs a new pair of shoes. Gravity well on this sucker. Alright. How big are we looking at here? Smaller the better. That's 6 probes. Probably gonna get 1 or 2 out of this. Perfect shot back there.
Surface scanned by 50%.
Still get a bonus on this. Yep. Lower, lower, lower. Too low. Lower. Bingo.
Surface scan complete.
All right, that could be promising. Nope, not at all. All right. Wow. Sehi McSuckerson. Well, if anybody wants to come out and see my system, come on out. Otherwise, there's not a lot here to be mining. Exobiology and all right. Well, I'm going to get to scooping these planets up. I'm going to land on each one of them, and then I don't know. I mean, I'm out here. I might see what's in the next system over, just to make it worthwhile. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. So nothing special to see here. I'll go ahead and land on the planet here, and we'll give you guys a proper send-off. For anybody who hasn't seen a first footfall, which that will be, you know, many of you, you'll get to see a first footfall. Haha, look, I didn't shoot my probe off. No, I hit the M key properly. What's nice is the bacterium seems to be kind of corralled. It's really hard to find that stuff when the entire planet shows up as blue. Makes it a lot easier when it's just pockets. Let's go over here.
Orbital flight engaged. I'm just going to settle down. Landing gear deployed.
Too sweet. You know, for regular use. Oh, it's probably gonna suck. Oh, there you go. First footfall confirmed. And no luck. Oof, gravity's a little high. I don't waste my time here. Now, seeing as this is a first discovery, first footfall, I am going to waste my time finding everything in this system. But normally I would just, if I didn't just find something right off the bat, I'd be like, yeah, it's not my problem. See? Didn't even see it. Sometimes you just gotta set down. Wow. Oh my God. No wonder you can't see it. Look at this. Look at this. I mean, the only way to differentiate it is that algae in the ground, in the cracks. I don't know if this is because I've never used graphics of this high quality before, but usually it's a pretty distinct lighter patch. Oh, wow. Red on a slightly red surface. Yeah, that's not gonna be hard. Gosh, dang, that is not gonna make things easy. That's the thing about the bacterium. It can be like one spot and then hundreds of kilometers, not another spot. You know, and speaking as, you know, being similar color to the ground, the last planet is one that I don't think I brought you guys along on because it was just, you know, a one-off planet. It was like the entire surface was green, and of course the bacterium was was green. But even that was easier to find than this. Holy dang! Hey, maybe knocking down the quality of the graphics would actually be better in this case. Oop, don't fly drunk. Whoa, buddy boy. Okay. So I am literally just going to have to stop every so often. You just can't see it. It is that difficult to see. Oh, wait a minute. No. Very rare find. Look at that, on that little brown patch. Oh, wait a minute. No, that's not it. No. Looks like it's gonna be it. Oh, that looks so much like it. Maybe, who knows? Boy, I'm sure I had it. Alright, you want to land already? Oh boy, what's... Hey, what'd you give up or something? Oh my God, my autopilot's going nuts. You know what? I'll do it myself. Yeah, I'll do it myself. I won't do it very well, but I'll do it. Oof, took a little hit to the shields on that one. Okay, I am on the ground. Jeez, I had to practically dig that thing into the dirt. Okay. Maybe just another half ounce. Boy, it's tasty. This is not going to be fun. Now, one thing you'll notice when you've been out and about away from civilization is your paint job may start to look a little haggard. I did have a bit of a tumble on another planet. Yeah, look at my paint. That's bad. But yeah, I had a little tumble where I started literally tumbling head over heels. And it wasn't my fault. I was just flying along, and somehow the controls thought it was getting a straight dive input, and it just started flipping over and over and over and over. And all I could do was hit exit, escape, and hope that it reset everything. And when I came back to the game, yep, I was in a nice safe spot again, but my shields were completely gone. So, boy, I'll tell you, I was inches away from just losing everything. That's one thing you got to be careful with. Sometimes your inputs just take over. Let's make sure that we're centered this time before I take off. Ooh. There you are. Dang, so hard to find. Almost invisible on this planet. Yeah, literally, see that? It just, there's no way you can see it from the air. You literally have to pick up, go a couple kilometers, sit down, scan, pick up, go a couple long kilometers, scan. There's just no way you're going to see this from the air. I am curious, though, what it would look like with my my bad graphics. Maybe that's why I was able to find it so easily before. All right. Suspect bacterium is you gonna go so far to find a patch. Boy, it took forever to find stuff.
Daddy,
Yes?
do you need a pass to go to Earth?
Do I need what to go to Earth? A pass? You do need to go a pass to go to Earth. Well, you have to reach like a certain level, like a rank or something. Well, with the Federation, I believe they're called. I can't think right now. Alright, well. Finally got all those bacteriums on this first planet here. I'm going to go ahead and scrape up what's left. Since there's not really a big list here, I might just hang on to this footage and add it to the next one. I just want to give you guys such a dry system. Nice benefit to me, but not so much to you, unless you followed me out here. In that case, this system is surrounded by undiscovered systems, and if that's what your thing is, then yeah, this is a pretty valuable video.
Landing gear retracted. Orbital flight engaged.
This bacterium-only planets could be a real pain in the butt. You know, this is definitely where you're going to find yourself hopping. You find a spot, and you get in, you hop. You find a spot, you get in and hop. Bacterium on that last planet. Oh my god, that was so hard to find. You literally had to just hop, land, scan, hop, land, scan, and just look for a green spot. It was almost indiscernible from the terrain around it, unless you were like right on top of it and you could see the little veins and the cracks. Oy, not a pleasant experience. Of course, you'll see it. I'll put it on the video. This is day 2. I'm splitting this up. So right now I'm doing some Jameson and Coke. And I gotta say, yes, super sweet. Love that first footfall. Woo! But, yeah, really pleasant the first time around. But I'm pretty sure I'm gonna find that sweetness in the wine. Ah, there you go. Always like to land in a crater. It just seems to be good stuff here. Let's see how easy this would have been able to see from the air. I do have to look at the system again using my my workstation's old graphics card. So I'm curious as if it's actually easier for me to spot with the bad graphics. Because of these, you know, awesome GeForce Now graphics. On that last planet, oh my god, it was like you had to have a microscope and be right on top of it, and just see it in the cracks of the soil. All right, so this one, at least it's a dark patch. Let's get a look at this when it doesn't turn green. There you go. Okay, yeah, look. So the last planet, as you'll see, was all this cracked mud, and the only way you could tell is that is, you know, a little bit of, I think it was red bacterium, something like that, in these cracks. Now imagine if the entire surface was cracked mud, and you know, yeah, you can see how difficult that's going to turn out to be. I may do a quick hop around this crater. Mulberry. Well, I'll go around the mulberry bush. Oh, look at that. Holy snap. Oh, I walked right by that. How did I not see that? It didn't turn green? Okay, what seems probably nice about this planet is I can probably hit every crater and just get my scans. Oh, look at that. Jeez, that's just beautiful. That's just beautiful. Yeah, I may have to invest in that $9.99 a month until I get myself a better system. That is, yeah, it's almost 50% of Elite right now. I would like to see that go down, but like 50% of it is just beauty. Beauty. You know, it's like when you want to play EVE Online and it's eye candy, and then you realize all you're doing is, you know, button mashing. Or, well, on-screen button mashing. I'm very pleasantly surprised with that Jameson. I don't remember tasting this good. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. Okay, one thing I don't like about the G-Force now is like, first off, my mandala has always been a bit wily. It got better after the upgrades, but, you know, even a little bit of lag can really mess up your day. I don't know. I think on the earlier recording I was showing you know, my paint job and just how bad it was getting, and I haven't been out very long. I mean, you know, about what, 2,300 light years out, 500 light years up. Had a tumble or two, but yeah, you can see my paint job is looking nasty.
Cannot comply.
Well, then let's make it comply. Non-complier.
Landing gear retracted.
That's what I was trying to do. All right.
Frameshift drive charging.
No. Actually, well, I don't want to play drift. I want to. Okay, let me cancel. Aye.
Landing gear deployed.
There you are. Right next to it. You see how hard that is to find? That's why I don't generally, especially in systems that have already been scanned and already discovered, I don't really care to stop and pick up on bacterium-only planets, because it's just, not worth it a lot of the times. When I get back, I'm going to see how much this stuff sells for. Yes, I'm eating peanuts. Sue me. Peanuts and 6 eggs. Hard boiled. Little blue cheese dressing. I regret nothing. Alright, we landed on A3. Only have the stratum and the bacterium. But I think that stratum is worth quite a bit, especially since this is a first discovery, first footfall. So we want to pick those up. First footfall. Very nice. All right. Woo! Goodness. There's gold up in them there hills. Johnson, your dog pooped up my yard again. Usually I like trying to get like the first one out. Oop, is that really that? I don't know if that's stratum or maybe I should go to the other end of the field. You know, I'm gonna do that. I think that's some up on the hill there. Wow, it's everywhere. Okay, no, no matter where I go. Yeah, well, there's definitely more behind me than there's always. Let's go this way. Did I just hurt myself? I did. No. Ooh, watch the gravity on this planet. Nothing more than a 2-probe moon, you know, with like really low gravity and everything's super close. Lime. I've seen that before, so. Okay, now. Alright, so none of these, but we got all these fields out here. Bacterium's gonna be hard to find in the soil. I'll bet it'll be, sure enough, it'll be like red bacterium, orange bacterium. Okay, no. Out that far, but I think I'm gonna. Oh, look at that! There's some way out there too. Oof. I was watching Obsidian Ant yesterday. And I had just noticed how like the breathing the last time I was playing was so heavy, and the footsteps were, the sound of the footsteps was so much crisper, and I thought, well, maybe it's just me, you know, all the sound has gotten better. And so I watched some of the older videos, and yeah, sure enough, it's a big difference. So there's this update that happened right before I started playing yesterday, and apparently that update for the sound on foot was in there, and like everything from the weapons to the way your feet sound on different surfaces, the heavy breathing when you start exerting yourself. It's yeah, really impressive. A real nice polish on that part of the game. I'm really excited to see operations and whatever it is that FDev says they're going to reboot, and everybody who's anybody, so it's like Obsidian Ant, the Burr Pit, Cardo Gaming, everybody seems to think 50-60%-ish that it's going to be a reboot of the background simulation. And that would be really cool, you know, to have a really truly player-driven economy, you know, like Eve online, which I don't play. It's eye candy, but not for me. I need to be able to get out on foot every now and then. So I'm probably just going to pick up this Stratum, and then the next time you see me, I will have been lifted off. And I'm not sure if I want to stick another system in my belt or if I want to run back and sell the cartographic data and the and the biological data. Just curious to see how much you get bonus-wise when you discovered a system. And then I'd planned on maybe doing a couple of videos out here in the black. But you know, I kind of came to the conclusion that, you know, really a lot of what this channel is based on is getting new players up to speed with lots of cash. And so that really means kind of sticking in the bubble and finishing out that Boulevard list. And then maybe just coming out here every once in a while for, you know, my own gameplay. Not necessarily something that I'll record. But yeah, I want to get that list kind of in the bubble done up first. Then after that, I mean, within that a little bit, but mainly after I finish the list, start adding in some other elements, you know, some combat. Definitely going to have to do some videos with, excuse me, with operations. We'll have to raid a couple of settlements, you know, just keep it from getting too boring. You know, I know there's plenty of people out there they love racking up those biological data dollars, but you know, there's other folks that are like, hey, I got enough money, you know, show me how to raid a settlement. You know, I actually was heavy into the missions when I started, and I failed just about every one of them. There was one settlement where I had to eliminate everyone, and I did. I eliminated everybody down to one guy, and then he threw up a grenade at me up on a roof, and I died. So I became frustrated with Odyssey and said, okay, I'm done. But now they've kind of improved, apparently, the combat, you know, and the AI characters act a little more, I guess, realistic. Yeah, that was that, you know, everybody has their criticisms of Odyssey. Mine was that it was too hard. It was too much risk for too little reward. You know, sometimes I would pick like the easiest possible thing I could think of, like a pickup drop-off. Because if I had to do an assassination mission, the character would be inside a building, embedded behind 20 guys, and you know, everything I have is first level weapons and suits, and just, it was, no. Also, like, you know, doing things with illegal contraband, you know, you get scanned once and then all of a sudden you get 10 guys descending down on you. Yeah, and then just, you know, for what? You know, you lose a little standing with the faction that you know, got the mission from. I actually started making a lot of money after I left doing the Odyssey missions. Started making a lot of money just shuttling people. You know, bought myself a little Dolphin and threw a luxury cabin in it, and yeah, I was making bank doing that. But still, you couldn't make money as fast as with Exobiology. But Exobiology has the grind. Alright, so I'm not going to make you guys sit through me scanning around for bacterium. So I will fade into whatever the next spot I'm going to go into is. And that if I decide to go back, I'll fade into a station, and we'll just take a look at all of the data and the cartographic data and the biological data, and just kind of individually see from this system how much those made. You know, even though this system isn't heavy in biologicals, you know, 2 bacterium planets and then 1 with bacterium and 1 with stratum. But still, look at those 4 items and see what they're worth, you know, under these circumstances. See if it's, you know, if it's worth it or not worth it to stop in a system like this. Because if it's not that much, and I think it'll be impressive. But if it's not that much, you know, either you can come into a system like this, you can, you know, scan the system, discover all the planets, and move on without wasting your time. But if even just this small amount of biological data is, you know, makes massive cashola, then you'll know that it's worth it to stop. All right, so I'm gonna hop back in here. Actually, correction. This bacterium is going to be very easy to find. All right. I'll leave it in. Unless I can't find any for 5 kilometers in either direction, then I won't make you sit through it. But yeah, this is the bacterium I'm used to. Easy to find. Nice. Noise. Video where I've got different segments over like 3 different days. It is going to be a pain to put together. I actually considered not cutting out most of it, but there's some good talkie in there. Oh, brand new. Or no, I don't know. I don't think that was brand new. I know this bacterium, and I know my bacterium. I'm gonna want to get back in the ship. so easy to find. Oh, this is the best kind of bacterium. Those last couple planets, I kid you not, I mean, if I leave it in the edit, I had to hop and sit down, scan, hop, sit down, scan, because you could not see it until you were practically standing on it. So yes, like, you know, seeing it from the air, no, absolutely impossible. There, right there. At this point, any new player has made enough money that we can start peppering some other things into the channel. You know, one thing that actually made me kind of really have a desire to go back to, oh sweet, I didn't have to go that far. Kind of go back to combat, or on-foot combat, was when I checked out that ship. If any of you recall that video, I checked out that crash site, and those raiders kept dropping in and dropping in, but I, at that time, was well versed in using the cannon on the Scarab, which when I was doing Odyssey before, I didn't have and I didn't know about. And if I can kind of clean up the place using just the Scarab, kind of being safe, yeah, that makes it a lot easier, you know. I know if I was watching a video, I can't remember which YouTuber it was, but they gave a recommendation on the types of settlements to raid, where you could go and just basically clean everybody's clock and then waltz around and take what you wanted, because you were there was no one around to stop you, so you could just go through every locker at your leisure, cut everything open, and you know, it was a anarchy systems, and I can't remember, there was some other details about it, but yeah, when you know, the landing pad had no guns, so you know, you couldn't. I had my ship blown up on a landing pad one time because, again, this is one of those things why people, you know, would get away from Odyssey, you know, from the level of difficulty, was I, you know, picked up something and I was just walking back to the ship and just happened to be scanned by a sentry, and they basically took me as a threat. And you know, I didn't have my weapons out or anything like that, but no, they all started shooting at me and just cutting me down. And I could see the landing pad, and there was my ship, and there were these turrets that were around the landing pad, and they all turned on my ship, and they started shooting my ship. So like, I'm not even on my ship, and they're like, okay, we're not going to kill you, we're going to blow your ship up too. Absolute disaster. I'm like, what the heck? Yeah, it was just kind of just dumb to do Odyssey missions, you know, and just one tiny little slip up, and there was no, you know, saving yourself or getting out of it. You know, even if I had been able to run to the hills, my ship still would have been destroyed. So, yeah, I think using the Scarab or the Scorpion, and finding like an anarchy settlement where there's very little security. Yeah, I'd like to raid one of those. In my mind, I'll just pretend they're pirates, okay? Because, you know, and that they deserve it. Sometimes, you know, to get what you want in the game fast, you gotta play like a bad guy. And there was another YouTuber I was watching who liked to hang out at this planet. Now, mind you, it was just NPCs, but this is a world where the Saud trooper ships would regularly come in, and the passengers would be sightseers, and he would just wait, and then they'd come out, and he'd blow the crap out of the dolphin or the orca or whatever happened to come in, and then he'd pick up all the materials and was making bank. Terrible thing to do, yes, but like he just told himself, hey, they're just NPCs. Oh, took the ground there. Again with my wing. Am I that low to the ground? Oh yeah, 4 meters, hot damn. Wow. Another reason why I need to go and get myself tuned up here. I mean, my paint looks terrible. All right, am I wrong? No, dude. Just go down. Let me see. Come on. Then you go forward too much. I just want to see. Ah, good. Yep, bacteria. You know, I gotta check and see. Is there a way to lock this in? This pullback mode. Because one of the benefits of a Mandalay is this lower window, so that you can see things up close, and to hold that while you're trying to fly is real pain in the butt. Even when I drag the field of view all the way back, it still doesn't give you all of that. Oof, boy, this has been an easy planet. Dang. Oof. Oh, you know what? Let me check. I got a weapon here. Let's test out that sound. Yeah, that's got a little more. Yeah, that's a little bit different, a little bit better, because that you know, the actual that initial sound, the pew pew pew, that's very similar, but even that's richer, and then there's echo around it. There's reverb around it that makes it sound better. Okay, yeah, that sounds better too. All right, well, that's all I've got on me. Gotta pull out my Dominator suit. I know I've got like my big guns on that. We'll put that in the beginning, like another video. Just want to kind of get through this one. All right. Yes, I'm aboard. I am bored. Let's see, on the system, have I done everything and landed on everything that I can land on? Actually, I think there's some rocky planet. Oh yeah, I haven't landed on these. I think I can land on these. The icy worlds I couldn't. You know, I don't even think I tried these. Okay, well, then, yeah, I'll probably punch out and just land on these to get my first footfalls. But there's no reason to bore you guys with it. When I'm done with this, then I'm going to find the closest station, backpedal, and sell this stuff, and then we'll end the video there. All right, so see you in a quick bit. Geologic signal. Usually those are more prevalent. And they look great with the nice graphics card, like the geologics look fantastic with the ice geysers and the little lava tubes. They're so cool with nice graphics cards.
Landing gear retracted.
All right, Commanders, so I have successfully landed on every planet I can land on. I have extracted every little bit of biological data that I can possibly extract. As we can see here, you know, still no discovery, no discovery, no discovery, because I have to go and sell this information to Universal Cartographics to get this credit. So the plan is that I'm going to, ooh, you know what? I do need to scan up the asteroid belt before I go. Yeah, the plan is to head back to civilization, sell my data, and we're going to see how much I get. I think it's like a 4x on everything. So the little biological data that I picked up, it'll be 4x, and I think the cartographic data, I think it's 4x as well, I'm not sure. And then we're going to fly back to this system. You won't have to do it, I will. And we'll see my name on there if I can get back there first. If anyone's been here before me, they're going to lose out. Ooh, that's cute. Never noticed that little. Cool. So yeah, anyways, that's the plan. Let me check out my footfalls here. That's the one thing that does show up immediately. Minico, first footfall. Minico, first footfall. Minico, first footfall. And just a quick peek on my biologic. There wasn't a lot. Yeah, there was one. Swanhead. One. And then this is the one that had, I think, 2. Alright. And that stratum, that right there is probably what's going to make me the big bucks. Normally, at least if I was out here in the middle of nowhere, I would continue on. But for anybody who hasn't seen or gone through a system discovery yet, I just want to, like say, discover the system, scan and walk the whole thing, head back to civilization, sell my stuff, and then come back out, so that when we click on, say, this here planet, that it'll say first footfall by Minico, discovered by Minico, and scanned by Minico. So I want to see all of that on there, because I myself have never seen that. All right, so through the magic of editing once again, I will see you at the nearest carrier station that is useful to me. All right, well, Commanders, it was quite a trip back. I thought I'd run into a carrier or a station sooner, but I actually got only about, probably about 9 jumps away from Seoul before I actually ran into a systematic carrier. Coming from the top to the middle diagonally was actually kind of a good idea because there were a lot of undiscovered um, systems on the way back. So, yeah, it kind of worked out for me. I've got to go back. I've got a lot of edits over probably a week or two that I'm going to have to throw together. And I'm not sure how much of that trip back I'm going to put in, if any. But I wanted to come back to the bubble so we could take a look, just not only looking at the systems that I, discovered and how much they're worth, but the few planets that I stopped on and actually did the exobiology and to see what that biology is worth. If it all looks good, it gives me a number that I'm semi-happy with. I think I'm going to go the route of beefing up my account, grabbing a fleet carrier and heading out into the black and just parking it way out there and letting you guys know where I am. You can come out to that system, start park it somewhere where it's just surrounded by undiscovered systems. And whilst I'm discovering systems, you can come over, park on the carrier, and discover your own systems as well. We'll put Vistagenomics on the carrier, so you won't have to go 3,000 light years back to sell your stuff. In this case, if I'm going to put that system up on the on a video, half a dozen people are going to run out there, and by the time I'm discovering my 10th system, somebody's gone through and looked at that system and made it all the way back and sold the data, and now I'm not the first discovery anymore. So to kind of protect my first discoveries and your future first discoveries, I think I'm going to go the carrier route. All right. So let's see. Here we are. I think this was the one that had everything that I needed. Yep. So we're going to look at cartographic data and the biological data as well at Vistagenomics. And let's just see what it's all worth. Forgive me if there's a little sound in the background. There might or might not be. One of my junior commanders is watching YouTube a little louder than I'd like. And I believe the song I'm hearing is Dumb Ways to Die. Which you'll find a lot of in Elite Dangerous. All right, let's head over and see what we got.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Necessarily.
Docking request denied.
Scan detected.
Docking request has been denied, Commander.
What permissions do I need?
Docking request denied.
Never mind. That sucks. Okay, well, I guess it'll be on to the next system then.
Frameshift drive charging.
Here. No, not enough stuff. It looks like it's got everything I need. We have a little more luck with this station. If I needed the proper criteria.
07 Commander, welcome to our carrier.
Sounds welcome. Maybe they were just full. Who knows? All right, let's see.
I'm sorry, Commander. Permission cannot be granted.
Why? What have I done? Oh my goodness. Well, moving on. I think I'm gonna have to go all the way home. This is unbelievable. They do not like me. the system.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Might have been at one of these before. Pretty port. Remember, it's in the name.
Fuel scooping complete.
That A-rated fuel system. Let's try and land this tin can. Peculiar.
Docking request denied.
You know, I'm gonna have to turn off the game and turn it back on. This is not right. Any warrants after my arrest? On anybody's bad side? Orange tint on that reticule is not a good thing. All right, let's try one more time, and then I may just have to go all the way home. This is crazy. I was thinking maybe I'd come halfway back. And no. Nope, nope, nope. What am I doing?
Docking request granted.
There you go, granted. Look at that. Every time. I log out, I log back in, and then I can do it. Man, these suck. Alright, anyways. Let's see what we got.
Landing gear deployed. Docking successful. Engines disengaged.
Thank God, that's for sure. Alright, Starport Services. First thing we'll look at is Universal Cartographics. Alright, now let's see, what was the system that I discovered? $5,500,000. Got 4 pages of this stuff. Just from one trip out and one trip back. 6,100,000. Here. 1,800,000. A lot of this just because I was just hopping. So it was like, yeah, like I just didn't explore the whole system. 400,000. Ugh. All right, so off of not caring very much about scanning every little damn thing. Yeah, I'm not too crazy there. All right, well, let's sell all this stuff. What is it? 617 million. All right, well, let's sell.
Incoming message.
Ooh, 50 systems sold. Oh, a bonus of 200,000 credits. Nice. Ah, first to discover. Nice. Let's take a screenshot of that. There we go. Yeah. First to discover and map. Wow, so you don't really get a lot for that. That sucks. First to discover. Wow, that is not a great bonus for first discoveries.
Incoming message.
Ooh, here we go. This is what I'm looking for. Okay, first to discover. Again, like, you know, 200,000, 300,000. Not great on the bonuses, but look at that. What a satisfying feeling to get all those first to discover, first to map. I wonder if there's any first footfalls that they put in there. All right, so 628 million. I would recommend that Hendrick's gin. Now you see here, it's 250,000 credits. But like say for just like say that system there, first to map. So, you know, discovery is great, but what I'm seeing here is first to map is really what's gonna get it. So like, yeah, like put in that work, you know, it's great to discover the system, but and it may suck having to map all those planets, but you got 25 bodies, first to map, 200,000. Excellent. All right, we're up to 630 million. Just adding on to the this 617 million I had before. It's not that I made 600 million on this trip. Okay, this should really beef up my rank. This has got to beef up my rank. Okay, so next thing let's do, let's run into Well, let's get the ship fixed up. Alright, so we're gonna be like effed on our paint job here. Why can't I Oh my god, really? What is this joint? God damn. Alright, never mind. Alright. Far away from home. That's not where I wanted to go. Pig, pig, pig. Alright,
Landing gear retracted.
okay,
Ship
nice.
released.
That's
Engines
great.
engaged.
Good. Look at that. Okay, we got it. Exploration. Well, I think that's part of graphics. Damn. I misread it. Missions. Services. Repair. Well, they do have repair. You know, let's just go home. Let's go home and consolidate. Thank you. See, that's what it's supposed to do. I'm supposed to come into the galaxy map. It's supposed to go, oh, yeah, I know you had some things in the system, you know, selected as destinations, but overall, you want to go back to G41-14, right? Yes, I do. And he goes, oh, hey, it's plotted. It's ready to go. See, it is. That's what you're supposed to do. I'm mass lock you.
Frameshift drive charging.
Anytime to adjust her.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
That was a pretty little penny for exploration, but it doesn't put nearly a dent in what you get from exobiology. But look, I am very curious to see. Vistagenomics. All right. No, I don't have to go all the way home. I will go all the way home, but not in this video. Let's get repainted.
Fuel scooping.
Might even get myself a nice paint job.
Fuel scooping complete.
Very, very curious. I mean, I didn't scan a lot of biologicals in the system that I discovered. There was another one on the way back that I discovered and had one or two, nothing to note. But I'm really curious to see that 4x bonus that you're supposed to get. Because to do what I want to do with you guys, I think I'm definitely going to need a carrier. Just going to want to park it out in the middle of nowhere as an oasis. Wow, this sucker is moving fast. Look at how fast that's orbiting. That's interesting. I can see a station like that. Is that a station? That's interesting. That's very interesting. What happened while I was gone? It's a variation I don't think I've seen before. All right.
Landing authorized. Align to landing pad 26. Automated docking assist is now in progress.
No, really? Huh. Who would have known? If any of you are, you've tried gin, like, or a gin and tonic, and you kind of like it, but it's a little too bitey for you, that's a heavy juniper taste.
Lighting gear deployed.
Pick up this Hendrix. It's about $15–20 more in some cases.
Landing complete. Ship is locked down.
But it is, I guess, newer gins. I've just learned this. There are new gins and old gins. The newer gins are more floral, and they don't focus so much on the juniper. Juniper taste is there, but it's not as heavy, and it's not. The newer ones aren't as bitey. Like they're let's just say if you want a smoother cocktail, a smoother gin and tonic, a smoother gin martini, you want to spend the extra money on the Hendrix. I kind of like the more bitiness. This is amazing, but I'm a little more old school, so I think I might want to go compare this against my Beefeater, because this might be a little too smooth for me. It's like the Bombay. The Bombay was a little too smooth. I don't know. It's good. It's good. It's good. Try both. You know, try Beefeater, try Sapphire, and try Hendrix, and see what you like. I highly recommend all three, actually. All right, kids. Let's give this girl a paint job. She needs it. She needs it. All right, so I'm curious to see how much damage we racked up there. Repair all. Okay, 55,000 credits. That is the most damage I've ever racked up. Cockpit. Internal repairs. Woof. External repairs. I don't really have anything to restock. %. Wow. 71% needs to be redone. That's pretty heavy. I mean, it was looking pretty nasty. All right. Oh, no. Oh, okay. My bad. Okay, no. It's at 71%. It's not, it needs 71% work. Okay, well, still, it's a lot more than I've ever needed. So, paintwork, yeah, looks like 29% needed on paintwork, only 4% on the cargo hatch. They're roughly the same as the paintwork on the ship integrity, hull integrity, cockpit, that tumble they took. All right, let's square all that up. There you go. You feel pretty? I'll bet you feel pretty. And I don't want to mess around with that right now. Let's just get to Universal and have ourselves a look-see. Oh, that is beautiful. Beautiful station. I could switch over to this one. Current home station is a little steampunky, which I like, but this is very clean. I'll just see what ships they have available. Need to get myself a miner. Oh, that is clean. Look at that. Yeah, very clean. Not as much cool factor as the steampunky ones, but hey, what is all this crap? Jesus Christ. Can't you guys, like, clean this up? I mean, look how nice everything is out there. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is out there. And you can have this garbage here. A little too much realism there, F-Dub. Vista, straight ahead. Woo! Run, run! Why? Don't mind if I do.
Yes.
Oh, my bald compatriot.
You're here to help us further our research, I assume.
I am, yes.
Well, let's see what you've got for us.
I've got a lot. Well, not a lot, but... Oh, wow. That's good. That little run netted us almost 60 million credits. Yeah, that one's the most. PLIO EURL CJ-B C29-1. That definitely got us the most. All right, let's kind of, I just want to pick this apart a little bit. Yeah, look at that. Oh, million, 19 million. That Stratum Tectonicus, that's the one everyone talks about. That gets you the money. Here's the funny thing. I don't know why the bacteriums don't get you more, because these are much harder to find. You've got to go further distances, you got to jump in the ship, you got to just land and just kind of take a guess. And this stuff's easy to find. And yet, 20 million. Unbelievable. I really wish you could buy your carriers. All right, let's sell it off. So right now we're at 631 million. Damn, and there we are, new rank, yep. Oh wow, I got a lot of accolades on that. Almost 1 billion now. Okay, this is definitely gonna be worth it. All right, so new plan, guys. I am gonna probably head out into the block. Gonna try and make some some first discoveries and some like massive exobiology finds, and get us a carrier. You can park it way out in the middle of nowhere. You guys can, even the newer guys, just it may take you a while to get on out there, but at least you'll have a place to park, repair, refuel. That's gonna be the next plan. Instead of hanging out too much in the black or in the bubble, because I mean, let's face it, the Billionaire Boulevard list is out there. I'm sure somebody else has it. But yeah, kind of want to focus on some exploration. Now, I got to temper that with what is that new one that's coming up? Operations is coming up. I want to have a little fun with that. That's gonna be tearing me. Go out to the black, make a ton of cash, stay in the bubble, have some fun. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But yeah, so like that trip in total, what did that get us? Almost 300 million. Yeah. Hang on, those are some really impressive numbers. You make a crap ton on this biology when it's first footfalls. Congratulations, Commander Minical. You were the first to log these things. So these are all things that I got to before anybody else has gotten to. Fantastic. Let's do a screenshot of that one too. That's right. Give me that neck twist there, buddy. Yeah, I deserve it. Like that. That's impressive, sir. Kind of neck twist. There you go. There it is again. All right. Let's go back to the ship and let's find out what our rank is.
Vista thanks you for your contribution.
You are quite welcome, my friend. Haha. Halfway tempted to do a quick kill mission, but I haven't completely bought into the whole GeForce Now thing just yet. That is one thing I don't like about this station. I love the clean lines, the looks. It's very KOTOR. Star Wars fans. But that is a long way to run just to get to the door. Who's my wrong? Ah, no, reputation. spot. Oh, there, okay. What? So I went and explored, but my exobiology stayed in cataloger. That's very disappointing. All right, well, I guess we're gonna head back out again. Okie dokie. Well, I'm gonna try and cobble all this together, get you guys a video, you know, what I've been doing, you know, what I've been planning, and yeah, I gotta get out there. I gotta make some cash. That'd be a good idea to buy my my Type 11 and start mining. Just give me some passive income. Because we're gonna definitely need a carrier if we're gonna go out into the black. Because I can't be out there popping videos, and then you guys get out there, and then I've got to run back and sell all this stuff, and at least get credit for the discoveries I've made. Then you guys get out there, and you got no place to fuel, you got nothing to fix. You run into the problem that I ran into, where just to ensure you get your discoveries, you've got to fly back 3,000 light years. So that's the plan. I'm going to work my way up to a carrier, which I didn't want to do. But considering if you've got visage genomics on your carrier and you're out there in the black and you're making a ton of cash, maintaining that carrier is not actually really that hard. I don't plan on making a ton of jumps. As long as I fill my cargo hold with tritium, have a full gas tank, I am going to get a Type 11, just you know, yeah, I'll top off. But I think for the most part, you know, I won't really have to expend a lot of tritium once I get to where I'm going. So anyways, yeah, that's the plan. So, Commanders, has been a fun journey, very lucrative journey, but definitely longer than I wanted it to be. I am going to go ahead and sign off. Wish you all the best. If you want to zip on out to where I was, there were plenty of systems around that were undiscovered. It was just beyond a lot of other discoveries, so it's not the deepest of deep space, but you know, 30 light years this way, 30 light years that way, 50-50 chance you're going to find undiscovered systems. Alrighty, well, it's been fun, it's been real, and it's been real fun. This is Commander Minico signing out. Do not forget to like and subscribe so you can get notifications on any new videos coming up. Because I was doing pretty good there for a while, and then this last little jaunt took me a while, so never know when they're going to pop up. But again, Commander Minico signing out.